Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Tiffany, and welcome to the Tiffany Club, where we are rediscovering some of the greatest classic films throughout history. Today, we are continuing our Wild Wild Westerns in August series with the film The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Before we get started, I would like to shout out my Golden Oscar patrons. Thank you all so much for becoming a VIP Tiffany Club member and supporting the channel. If you're interested in getting your hands on the full monthly schedule, having early access to our videos, and having access to our Movies With Mia live streams, then I highly suggest that you check out that Patreon link in the description box below. For those of you who are not quite interested in becoming a VIP member, however you still want to support the channel, we have a new feature on this channel called Super Thanks. Giving a Super Thanks is super easy. Click on the heart icon titled Thanks, which is located right above the subscribe button. Choose the amount you would like to donate for a one-time donation, add your debit, credit, or PayPal information, and then hit buy. See? Super easy. So The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance was released in 1962, directed by the King of Westerns, John Ford, starring John Wayne and James Stewart, with other notable performances by Vera Miles and Lee Marvin. So onto a quick synopsis of the film. It says, two men defend a dusty western town from a common foe, Liberty Valance. At this point, we are going to get into some historical background. For those of you who want to jump right onto the film reaction, go for it. But for those of you who want to stay, we're going to get right into it. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance began as a short story in a collection of short stories titled Indian Country by Dorothy M. Johnson in 1953. Now, during this time, director John Ford had found himself adrift amidst an ever-changing film industry. The powerful studio system, which was once a fortress in Hollywood, was quickly coming to an end as the bigger productions began to function as distributors and partial financiers of projects. Ford found himself becoming more outdated, so Johnson sold the film rights to Ford, who obviously was eager to find a fresh new story. Now, once Ford got his hands on the film rights, he immediately called John Wayne, one of his good friends and also someone that he worked with often in the past. Wayne had just signed a 10-movie deal with Paramount Pictures, so Ford decided to take this project to Paramount in order for John Wayne to star in the film. Initially, Paramount was not sold on the story, and they were also really hesitant to create another Western after the failure of the movie One-Eyed Jacks starring Marlon Brando. Now, after 6 months, Paramount would eventually greenlight the project, and The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance was released in April of 1962, with generally mixed reviews. Now, despite the mixed reviews, Paramount was still optimistic of the film, and the film would actually go on to win Best Costume Design at the 35th Annual Academy Awards, which also was the same award show where Lawrence of Arabia won Best Picture, which I thought was kind of cool. Okay, now, all right, now on to some interesting facts. The entirety of this film was shot in California, both in studio and a little bit on location. And a lot of people speculated as to why Ford decided to shoot it mostly in studio. Now, some people said it was because he was working on a tight budget, because Paramount was still kind of hesitant about making another Western, but others speculated that it was because Ford really wanted to focus more on an in-depth character analysis versus other elements that are usually in his Westerns. I'm very excited to watch this film, but before we do, y'all already know the deal. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification to stay in the loop. Alright everyone, it is time to grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and let's get into The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Why do all of these scores sound so familiar? Oh my goodness. And what a way to open the movie. I think that's so cool. It really gets the audience excited about what's to come.
Link apple, yeah. Howdy, Mr. Senator.
No, Rance.
It is so great to watch a James Stewart film. I think the last one that we've seen was, I don't even know, was it The Philadelphia Story? It has been a minute since we've seen James Stewart. So I'm really excited to see him in this film.
Who was that, Jason? Anybody I get a line or two in the paper about?
A line or two? Well, you blasted young fool, that Senator Stoddard and his wife. Well, you can fill your newspaper with them.
Also, I have to note on the fact, okay, every single time I see this in a movie, I'm going to talk about it. But the outdoor shot with the natural lighting and the black and white, hands down my favorite shot in any black and white film. It looks so pretty.
Place has sure changed. The cactus rose is in blossom.
Maybe you'd like to take a ride out Desert Way. Maybe look around.
I'm already getting this like solemn feeling, like something bad has happened.
You knew where I wanted to go, didn't you?
Well, you said you wanted to see the cactus blossoms. There's his house down there, what's left of it. Blossoms all around it.
Vera Miles really is able to captivate the audience with her emotion. Like, I'm really feeling this heartache that you can just see. She's like wearing this on her face.
Just why did you come to Shinbone? No mystery, is there?
No, I'm here to go to a funeral.
Funeral?
Ah, that would make sense.
I've enjoyed the visit, gentlemen.
God, I love that hat he's wearing. It's so like, I don't know what it is about it, but I love it. Oh man.
Pompey? Pompey, I'm sorry.
It's just the feeling that everyone is really bringing to this moment is so present. Like, I feel it with them.
Sir, I don't wish to intrude. I've got a responsibility. Who was Tom Donovan?
Just a youngster, fresh out of law school.
Man, it is always a pleasure to watch James Stewart act because you can tell he is so seasoned. Like, he's such a seasoned actor and he's so comfortable on screen. It's such a treasure to watch James Stewart act.
What kind of man are you?
This kind, dude.
Oh my god, he like actually
Now,
slapped
what kind of
him.
man are you, dude?
I love how Rance is supposed to be like a young man, but he doesn't look young. He looks like he's in his middle years of life. But I guess that's just the willing sense of disbelief that we gotta use here.
I'm an attorney at law. I'll see you in jail for this.
Get him out of here!
Don't kill him!
Get in that coat!
They ain't gotta do all this, bro. Just take the money and go, bro. There's no reason for all this extraness.
Lawyer, huh? Well, I'll teach you law.
He's not gonna do.
Western law.
Oh my god! What is the reason for that? There's absolutely no reason for that senseless brutality. They could have just taken the money and gone. Oh my gosh.
Hallie! Hallie! Wake up, gal.
Oh god, that's John Wayne. I have never seen John Wayne in a film. I've only seen his face in pictures, and obviously like I know his name just because, you know, people reference him now and then, but I've never seen him it's kind of similar to like Marilyn. I've only seen him in stills. I've never seen him like move around and act. So this is kind of cool.
Tom Donovan, 5:30 in the morning. What's the matter with you?
We've got a man down here ambushed.
Oh man, they got him. They saved him.
Oh,
Poor guy. Literally coming to town from, you know, from the east, and the first night doesn't even make it to town. He gets freaking robbed and beaten up to a bloody pulp. Like, that's terrible. Poor guy. And now he has no money because they stole it all.
Put him on the couch.
Oh, he's beaten up real bad.
Tom, he's hurt real bad.
Oh, and that's his wife, huh? Because that was the woman that he was with in the beginning. So somehow they get together.
beaten, whipped, and kicked just for trying to protect a woman.
Looks like we got ourselves a ladies' man. Pompey, go find Doc Willoughby. He's sober, bring him back.
If he's sober. That's like the worst thing to hear if you need a doctor. Make sure the doctor's sober first.
Sorry to bust in on you like this.
Poor
Trouble.
man. I make some breakfast, Holly.
Whoa, take her easy there, Pilgrim.
I love that he calls him Pilgrim. Like, that's such a cowboy thing, right? Like that, I don't know. There's something very, like, suave about that. Like, not even Ransom, right? Not even Rance. His name's Pilgrim. I like that. She's putting some... she's putting some liquid courage in there.
Coffee?
Yeah, coffee. And aquavit, that Swedish brandy, that's good for you.
Oh.
She's like, that's good for you.
What'd you say his name was? The man with the silver-knobbed whip?
I said Liberty Valance.
Oh, that was Liberty Valance. That makes sense.
Who's this?
The man from the holdup.
Well, all he wants you to do is put Liberty Valance in jail.
Yeah, Liberty.
Liberty Valance? Do you think I'm crazy not to?
I was gonna say, you know, it's always scary when the marshal himself is scared to face the bad guy. Like, that's when you know, you're like, oh, so this is like a really bad guy.
May I have your name?
Donovan.
Donovan.
Liberty Valance, the toughest man south of the picket wire, next to me.
I already like this story because it's not the typical Western that you'd see with, like, you know, the gunslinging action and riding the horses, or, you know, all the tropes of a Western. It's different. It's more, I don't know, it's different, and I really like it.
Usual from Miss Peabody with Fixins. Goodness, Rance, haven't you finished yet? Here, no wonder if you don't keep your mind on it. Let me help you.
Oh, this is so cute. It's like a little family type kitchen. That is so adorable.
Holly, you read it out loud. I got Liberty Valance just exactly where I want.
I can't.
Oh, she doesn't know how to read.
I could teach you.
Look at you. In an apron.
She said in an apron.
Do you think I could? I mean, grown up and all. Do you think I could learn to read?
Why, sure you can.
Rance is gonna learn me to read and write.
Teach me to read and write.
Teach me to read and write.
What a privilege it is to be able to read and write and have that knowledge at our fingertips, because I think we forget that when we see things like this, that not everyone in the world has the ability to read or write in the language that's native to their country, you know? So it's so interesting that they put that in this film.
Why, Tom, look at you. You're all dressed up.
Brought you a little present.
Now I'm
Let
gonna
me
be...
plant that for you, Miss Holly. I'll be pleased to.
Oh, thank you, Pompey.
Can I just take a second to give love to Pompey? Like, wow, what a man. And he's so handsome too. Stop. His cheekbones are beautiful. Oh, wow. The entire room stopped talking immediately.
Well, these steaks look done just right for us.
The marshal
You
runs.
cowhands ain't no hurry to
Oh,
eat
no.
Well, are ya?
This guy looks like a knucklehead. Like, he really actually looks like a bad guy. Like, there's no good in his eyes.
Well, now, that's right neighborly of you, partner.
He is such a knucklehead.
Especially after all the lying things I hear folks been saying about Liberty Valance.
But the fact that people let him do what he wants, that's the problem. Nobody's doing anything to stop him. The 60s is one of my favorite points of cinema, because again, we're seeing this change where you would think, you know, at one point the camera would have been stationary and it would have been cut to, but the fact that we got like a pan out into the full picture of Liberty Valance and his men, I think it's so cool to be able to see that versus having a cut to. It's very cool.
Looky at the new waitress.
He's such a douche.
3 against 1, Donovan.
Pompey got a shotgun aimed right at you, boo-boo. There's like no reason for this. My gosh.
I'll get it, Liberty.
Oh my god.
I said
He's
you,
like, I
Liberty.
mean you, Liberty. Again, one of the things about these Westerns is just the boldness of the characters. This is the second time we are seeing this. It's just like, just complete boldness. I absolutely love that. It's just one of like the tropes of being like a suave cowboy. Oh, I love it.
Why don't you get yourself a fresh steak on me?
Ooh, his face changed.
Show's over for now.
Oh, the audacity of Liberty, like, just makes you want to punch him in the face. But I guess you wouldn't get that close to him, right? Because he has a gun. That was uncalled for, bro. He literally has an issue, bro. Like, somebody needs to stop him. I mean, clearly. I mean, the whole title is called The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
He would have killed you over one measly steak.
Well, thanks for saving my life, Pilgrim.
That isn't why I did it. Nobody fights my battles.
He's trying to make something work, and it's just not going to work the way that he wants it to.
Well, any news?
Kellerman fights statehood.
I'll be right there. Morning, I'm sorry I'm late.
Wow, he has an entire classroom full of people willing to learn. That is awesome.
I just wanted to see how Julieta was doing.
Julieta's just doing fine, Marshal.
Oh, gracias, senor.
How's the rest of my little family doing reading in English?
The marshal, his children are mixed children, which I feel like is kind of progressive for this time. Maybe that's just me.
Well, here, Hallie here, she's in charge of the kindergarten. Hallie, why don't you take a run through the ABCs for the Marshal?
A, B, C, D,
Oh.
E, F, G.
These two in the front are twins. Oh, that's so cute.
What the basic law of the land is called.
Constitution. That
That all men are created equal.
All men are created equal.
I knew that, Mr. Rance, but I just plumb forgot it.
This is such a different type of Western. I've never seen anything quite like this. Because a lot of the things during this time that were being challenged in society, you see essences of that in this film. So it's really cool to be able to see something like this.
In this article, they call upon you to unite behind a real strong delegate and carry this fight to Washington, if necessary.
Wow. I didn't even realize that, yeah, during this time, certain territories weren't fully seen as states yet. So it's really cool that we also get that aspect of the West in this film as well. Like, the screenplay is really well thought out.
Hello, Tom.
If you put that paper out, the streets of Shinbone are going to be running with blood.
You don't suppose they'll start anything down here, do you?
It's already started.
I wonder if Liberty and his men don't want a sort of statehood because it would mean, like, more laws, you know, or more restrictions against them. I don't know.
Heard what Tom said? When force threatens, talk's no good anymore. Find Tom and make it up to him. He's only trying to protect you.
Rance is realizing that his ways are not going to work in the West. He's going to need to use, you know, something a little bit more effective, if you catch my drift. He's building a house. That house looks so similar to the house in the Misfits.
Step down, Pilgrim.
Even with, like, the extension, like, in the Misfits, there was, like, an extension to the house, and there's an extension to the house in this film. That's so crazy.
Carrying a gun, ain't you?
Yes, I have a
Get
gun.
it. Come on.
He's like, that's your gun? Oh, God, the way he looked at it.
Pilgrim.
You're doing it wrong, bro. It's wrong.
Got the cock.
You gotta cock it first. Oh my god. These moments, like these little moments, you can totally tell that there's some ad-libbing here. It kind of adds to the relationship between Donovan and Rance.
Balance it light in your hand. And don't jerk the trigger. Squeeze.
Oh, no, you don't have to coach me.
I'll show you how easy it is.
Oh, did you see the way he whipped his gun out? He's like, we like spinned a little.
Take these cans, put them on those 3 posts. Pilgrim!
Oh, man. before he even put the paint can down. Just the way he flips the gun, man. So much swag.
I hate tricks, Pilgrim, but that's what you're up against with Valance.
Ooh. He punched him square in the face.
I don't like tricks myself, so that makes us even.
Rance is like, there's something underneath. You know, like he's this nice guy. Seems like he doesn't want too much violence, too much trouble. He really does focus on law and justice. But there's a little bit of like, there's something spicy underneath. Like when he gets fired up, he gets fired up. And I appreciate that.
The meeting will come to order. The cattle interest want to keep this territory an open range. And we're for statehood.
To be able to see that you can still take a Western or elements of a Western and make it into more of like a message for the audience. I really like that about this screenplay, but also about this movie as a whole.
I nominate Tom Donovan.
Because I refuse the nomination. Because I got other plans. Personal plans.
Oh, he really loves Hallie. He really wants to be with her. Or like start a life with her.
Come on, move! Well, Hashlinger, what are you standing there looking so high and mighty about?
Also, totally random off topic, but whenever somebody crumples a newspaper in this film, my heart breaks a little, just because I know how much work at this point in history it took to make newspapers, for someone to like take the newspaper and like crumple it up. I feel like they're crumpling up a piece of art. That's just a personal side note.
I'd like to nominate the chairman, Mr. Ransom Stoddard, as delegate to the Territorial Convention.
I nominate Liberty Valance for delegate. I second the nomination. Move the nomination to be closed.
Why do Liberty Valance's men remind me of Ren and Stimpy? Because one is like really like on edge and the other one's just like they remind me of Ren and Stimpy.
That ain't exactly legal, is it, Mr. Attorney?
No. You looking for trouble, Donovan?
You aim to help me find some?
He's like, I got the shotty for the body, just in case you need it.
Then what about Mr. Peabody? He can read and write?
No! I'm a newspaper man, not a politician. I build him up, I tear him down, but I wouldn't be one.
Oh, I love Peabody. He's so impassioned. Just the way he talks.
All right, now we'll proceed with the election.
You side buses are a brave bunch when you're together.
He's just a big old bully.
But don't vote anyway now. That you'll regret later when you're alone.
He wants validation, but he doesn't know how to express himself in a healthy way. And it's like written on his face. Like I can see the little boy seeking validation from this crowd of people, yet the man who doesn't know how to fully express his emotions or express himself. From an acting standpoint, that's pretty hardcore.
All those in favor of Ransom Stoddard as delegate, raise your hands.
I actually would nominate Ransom because he knows the law. What is Liberty Valance going to do as a delegate? He's just going to kill a bunch of people.
All those in favor of Liberty Valance, raise your hands.
Crickets. That is embarrassing. Oh, man. Go sit down, Liberty. Jeez.
All those in favor of Dutton Peabody, raise your hand.
Hey.
Oh, give me a
Bar's closed.
Legally, the election's finished.
Then the bar is open.
Yay! Oh, I love it.
You got a choice, dishwasher. Either you get out of town, or tonight you be out in that street alone. You be there.
Like, you know what, Liberty?
And don't make us come get you.
This is what I would say to Liberty Valance. I'd say, you know what, Liberty? I'm not afraid of you. I'm not scared of you and your gangle of dummies, okay, looking like Ren and Stimpy over here. You need to sit down somewhere, sir, okay? I see behind your eyes. You're scared. And then inside I'd be like,
oh my god, he's going to kill me. Why am I talking to him?
Pilgrim, come full dark. Pompey'll be back at the Swede's place with a buckboard. Why don't you get out of town?
Thanks.
Because this film has a lot more depth to the screenplay. I feel like this score is very setting. What was I trying to say? Fitting. That's the word I was looking for. Fitting for the story. And for that reason, I really like it.
Liberty Valance defeated. D-E-F-E.
He spelled defeated wrong. He's like, E?
What's the matter, Mr. Peabody? Are you afraid, huh?
Yes.
No courage left.
No courage left. Like liquid courage.
Courage can be purchased at yon tavern. As for you, Horace Greeley, go west, old man, and grow young.
I think it takes a real special person to be able to hold a scene on their own. And he really held that scene, even if it was short.
The blast of war blows in our
Oh my god.
Liberty Valance taking liberties.
Had your supper yet, Peabody?
I'm not gonna lie though, Liberty is actually kind of a sick name. I'm not gonna lie. Like for a bandit, Liberty, it's kind of sick. But I am not condoning his behavior.
Well, you can start by eating this.
Liberty! Eat it! Eat it! Eat it! Eat it!
The fact that they have upbeat music in this scene is like haunting. Oh, the music stopped. Oh my god. He's gonna beat him with this freaking... Why are you laughing at that? God, someone needs to slap this guy. Wow, the brutality in this film is unlike what I've seen so far in a classic film. Like, you feel the anger behind his actions. It's disturbing to watch. Like, how Liberty just really lives in that anger and brutality. Like, you feel, it's like a heaviness that you feel. Very interesting. There was, like, absolutely no reason for that kind of brutality.
Right?
Thank God he's alive.
Right, son?
Yeah, that's like the last straw. Rance is like, screw it. Where's the gun?
Oh, what's the matter, Mr. Marshall? Somebody have an accident?
Yeah, caused by you.
I'm looking forward to the day when it's you they'll be calling me for.
Ooh, that was a good line. I really like Liberty's outfit. Like, he really does feel like a villain, even in the costume that he's wearing. Like, he's just a bad dude.
I'd say that was Liberty Valance there now.
There he is. Oh man, this is it. It's the showdown. The absence again of music in this. Oh, it's just so suspenseful.
Come closer where I can see you.
I mean, I feel
Get out
like
of that shadow.
I feel like Rance does not have any experience with a gun, and I just don't feel like he's gonna win this fight. Woo! Baby. He looks scared. Oh my god, he shot his arm! How is he not agonizing in pain? He just got shot.
You got two hands, Slinger. Pick it up.
Oh my god, he's gonna shoot him. I mean, he already shot him. Just laughing is just... Stop laughing. Nothing's funny.
This time, right between the eyes.
That was a lucky shot, bro. You saw he couldn't even hit the paint can.
It's Liberty! He's hurt!
Whiskey, quick. Dead.
He didn't even do anything. That whiskey was for him. That doctor is absolute goals. I wish they would give us a little bit more, like, I mean, that's a gunshot wound. You're not going to wince at it like it's a paper cut.
I didn't want you to run away. I wanted you to stay.
Mm-hmm. She likes him. Poor Donovan. Donovan loves Hallie and Hallie loves Rance. Oh man. Talk about a love triangle.
Liberty was You're just gonna make him dance, have some fun with him. You saw that? That lawyer fella shot him down in cold blood.
Are you kidding me? Have fun with him. He shot him in the arm. Liberty literally shot Rance in the arm. That's his idea of fun? Having fun with him? Please. Had he had the chance, he would have killed him. Ooh! Get him, Donovan. He's mad. He's mad because Hallie... I know this isn't central to the overall plot of the film, but I also wish they would have, like, developed the love story between Rance and Hallie, because, I mean, we saw Donovan's affections towards Hallie, but we didn't really get that between Hallie and Rance. It wasn't fully expressed.
You tell those ranchers north of the Pickett that me, Link Appleyard, run you out of town, and I'll do it again if you ever come back.
I like how he kind of grew a backbone by the end of this. He's like, try me.
We got a mare and foal and horses to feed and water. Come on home.
Home, sweet home. You're right, Pompey.
Be merry, sing.
And I mean, I understand throwing bills at people, but he threw like coins at those musicians. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. You don't have to do it. Don't. Okay. He does it. But I get it. He was making the house for him and Hallie. Hallie doesn't like him in the same way. I mean, he's heartbroken, so I understand. But I mean all that hard work.
Mr. Tom!
I love how the actor who's playing Pompey literally had to, like, pick up and drag both James Stewart and John Wayne, like, up or down, like, stairs. And these men are, like, 6'3", 6'4". Dang. I'm here for it. They have a horse, a guy on a horse, holding a Buck Langhorne sign. I mean, wow, what a show. What a show. But is it too showy? You know? Sometimes it's too showy.
Mr. Chairman! Mr. Chairman! The chair recognizes Mr. Dutton Peabody, Esquire!
That pesky little gnat has been flying over our video for the past 30 minutes, and I freaking got him. The straight disrespect from some of these insects, I swear.
I have listened in awe and admiration to the magnificent oratory of the Honorable Major Cassius Starbbuckle.
I love that Peabody is the hype man for the statehooders, because he, like, I would be at his every word. Like, just his voice and his presence, I'm like, yes, that's that man right there. We need to listen to him.
Now, today, have come the railroads, the homesteader, the shopkeeper, the builder of cities.
This movie reminds me of The Misfits in the sense that it's like saying goodbye to an old way of life, or in this case, saying goodbye to the Old West. Like at this point, society is changing, you know, and so as much as these cattlemen want to keep their way of life, which I understand, it's like inevitably things are going to change, you know? And so I really feel like this is like it reminds me of The Misfits, just in that message.
Ladies and gentlemen, I nominate Ransom Stoddard!
Woo! Fantastic. He's just like, don't look at me.
The bullet-riddled body of an honest citizen. Honest
citizen! Hardly an honest citizen.
The mark of Cain is on this man.
He just wants Buck Langhorne to win. He just wants his guy to win. But man, does he, you know, he's very convincing. Rance is gone.
Where are you going?
I'm going back east where I belong.
He's like, I can't take any more of this. What have I gotten myself into? I'm not cut out for this. I feel that's his mental Rolodex of thoughts.
Isn't it enough to kill a man without trying to build a life on it?
You didn't kill Liberty Valance.
What? Oh my god, he wasn't there! In the shadows! I knew there was no way that Rance could have shot him.
Right between the
I knew that Rance didn't shoot Liberty. He could barely shoot a freaking paint can.
Go on back in there and take that nomination. You taught her how to read and write.
Oh, he did.
Now give her something to read and write about.
He didn't even actually kill Liberty Valance. And all these people think that he did. And now he's gonna well, he has no choice to take the credit for it. I would feel really bad.
I went to Washington. We won statehood.
And a man who, with a snap of his fingers, could be the next vice president of the United States.
Wow. So he owes his entire senatorship to Donovan. That's why, amongst other things, he was distraught when he passed.
You're not going to use the story, Mr. Scott?
No, sir. This is the West, sir. When the legend becomes fact, print the legend.
What a line. When the legend becomes fact, print the legend. Wow.
It's getting late, Hallie. You'll keep in touch with your Poppy.
And she put the cactus roses on his casket. Oh, my heart hurts so much more now. So he really owes his life to Donovan, you know? So that, now knowing his funeral and his passing, it hits harder. So, yeah, that's deep.
Would you be too sorry if we just up and left Washington? I sort of have a hankering to come back here to live.
Yes, let's come back.
Like it kind of reminds me of Hamilton when George Washington steps down and they sing the song one last time. He's like, I want to be able to, enjoy the last half of my life in this new country that we've made and be able to see my work and how it affects others,
Rance, in 2 days and 2 nights, you're going to be right back in Washington.
Oh, thank you, Jason.
You think nothing of it. Nothing's too good for the man who shot Liberty Valance.
There's the title drop. And we know that he didn't shoot Liberty Valance. Oh, man. What an ending. What an ending indeed. Yeah, I really enjoyed that film. It was so different than what you would think a regular Western is, and especially coming from John Ford, who is like the king of Westerns, The only thing that I wish they would have done different, well, two things really, is the first thing, I wish that they wouldn't have revealed to us that Hallie was Rance's wife, like in the beginning. I wish that they would have kind of made that a surprise. And then also, I wish that they would have developed the love story between Rance and Hallie a little bit more, just to have that impact of the moment when Donovan walks in on Hallie consoling Rance, and you just feel that heartbreak with him. I feel like if they were to develop that story more, you just feel it with him. But again, that part wasn't like a huge part in the story, so I can't really be too picky and choosy with that. But I just feel like that would have just popped that moment of just overall, I think I am going to give this film, I think I want to give it another 8.5 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching it with me. All right, everyone, that does it for this video. As always, if you liked it as much as I did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification to stay in the loop. So in the next video, we are going to be continuing our Wild Wild Westerns in August series by watching the film High Noon. I'm so excited to watch this film. I have only heard good things about it. If you haven't seen High Noon, then I highly suggest that you check it out either on YouTube or just read a quick synopsis of it. Then come back with all of your movie facts and all of your movie insights, and we are going to talk about it in the comment box. If you have a movie that you'd like to recommend, please check out that recommendation form. It is in the description box below. Also, please feel free to continue recommending in the comment section. As always, thank you to all the subscribers and the viewers. Y'all, please stay safe and healthy out there, and I will see all of you in the next video. Bye, everybody.